Hey guys, welcome back to the Style and Beauty Doctor on YouTube. So here's the thing about networking. Everybody has to do it. No matter where you are in your career, no matter your walk of life, no matter what your profession is, everybody benefits from networking. And in today's video, which is from my Adulting 101 series, as you may think and are correct in thinking, if you were thinking that the series is about how to navigate the adult world, because it's not always that easy. So I have other videos in this series, which you should definitely check out. I have videos on, things you need to know when you're in your 20s. There's also a video on where I'm speaking about how I reduce my spending on makeup and fashion. I also talk about money. There's videos on how to deal with annoying coworkers, how to handle yourself at the holiday office party. There are a lot of things that you need to know that I have in my Adulting 101 series, so make sure you check that out. But today's video is going to be with 8 things you need to know about networking. So number 1, networking is not as scary as you think. And I wrote that because I used to feel that way. So before I did all of this blogging and, being on TV as a beauty expert and all those kind of things, my field right out of college, I actually had a job working at a bank. My first job in banking was a teller. I was a teller for 6 months. I got quickly promoted to what they call like the platform reps, which is somebody that helps you out with your account and opens accounts for you and, tries to sell you things. It's like, and then after that, I got promoted to being a business banker, and I also used to sell insurance and investments and things like that. So back in those days, I was in my early 20s. We used to go out a lot for like these networking opportunities, and I used to dread networking because I was like, it's so hard, and it's so hard to talk to people, and So yes, networking is not as scary as you think it might be once you get yourself more acclimated, once you do it more often. Because I'm sure riding a bike or learning how to swim or, I don't know, what are some of the things that you needed to learn how to do, and that first you were like, oh my God, I'm so scared, but now that you do it more often, you're like, ah. So networking is something that is not as scary as you think. You just need to do it more. Okay, so number 2, people do business with people they know and like. So this was something and if you've known me for a while, if you have ever heard me speak other than in this video here, you know that I've said this line a lot. And it is something that I learned in sales training when I was at, I think this is when I was learning to get like my Series 6 and my Series 63 and life and health insurance licenses, and they put us through sales training. I did not love my sales job in finance, but this line from sales training and all of my training and experience with customers definitely trained me for what I do now, and the way that I interact with people and the opportunities that I get. This was a line that one of the sales trainers told us, that people do business with people they know and like. And if you think about it, it's so true. Now, I used to use this as a tactic to get people to feel comfortable with me so that they would, invest $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. Basically, what I would do, like, I have a lot of personality, right? But if I get someone at my desk and they're very much like shy and quiet, I'm not gonna kill them with my overbearing personality. I might tone it down a little bit. I'll try to find out a little bit more about the person, let them know a little bit more about me. Then it's like we're building a rapport together, and they're more likely to want to work with me because they feel like they know me. And here's a better way to think of this analogy, because since we are on the platform of YouTube and I'm sure you have social platforms as well. Think about the people that you enjoy following the most. And think about why you enjoy following them. And it's a reason why certain people have millions upon millions of followers. So for instance, we'll talk about James Charles for like 2 seconds here. So one day I was like, what is it about James Charles that people enjoy? So I watched one of his videos, And within, I would say maybe like 30 seconds, I was like, I get it. I get it. He's very personable. He shares his life. He brings you in. He calls people his sisters. And it's just like, it just works. You feel like you are invested. You feel like you are invested in the world of James Charles. And I've even watched more than one James Charles video after that because I was like, I see why people really, really enjoy him. And the thing is, it's like he's got such a great personality. He brings you in. And there are a lot of other people that are like that. And that's something that you have to pick up when it comes to networking. Now, if you want to do your best James Charles, and James Charles is not the only one who, is great at this. There are a lot of people that are great at this. I just use him as an example because he's the most extreme for me at least. He's not someone that I would normally watch. We have different makeup styles. We're not the same gender. We're not the same race. We're not the same age. But he has that thing and he has a lot of followers and I get it. So people do business with people they know and like is something that you totally need to know when it comes to networking, which also brings me to my next point, number 3. Networking is like dating. Networking is like dating. So think about it. So you're going out on a date, first date with someone, and you're getting to know this person, and you're telling them a little bit about yourself. Then that person tells you a little about their self, and you keep the conversation going. And at the end of the night, say it's going well, casual, you're having fun. You're not gonna ask the person to marry you, right? Like, outside of it being one of those like strange reality shows, nobody is proposing marriage after this first date interaction. And you need to think of networking like that. Because if you're thinking of networking as, sliding in all quick, you gotta lube it up. And I hate to give you that analogy, but you got it. You gotta be easy. You gotta be smooth. So you have to think of your networking interactions like dating. It takes a couple of dates for you to really get to know someone. It's going to take a couple of networking opportunities for you to get to know the person that you're trying to network with. It's like dating. Okay, so number 4, don't think of it as a single transaction that you need to close. And this is similar to point number 3 with it being like dating. You're not looking to close business on that first networking interaction. Now, this is something that, coming from a sales background, messed me up with networking, which was why it kind of veered me off from wanting to network in the first place. So when you work for a corporation and you have a sales goal, like, you best believe your boss and your boss's boss and the boss's boss's boss is going to be very aggressive about you making those sales goals. Otherwise, you can get put out on, you can get written up, you can get put on probation, you can get put out on your behind, out the job. So networking, in a sense of me working at the bank, meant you brought business back. But it does not work that way. If you're looking for something quick and easy, like for instance, something quick and easy in terms of sales at the bank would have been, getting somebody to open a checking account, or somebody who already has an account, getting them to sign up for online banking. Those are quick and easy closes. If it's a quick and easy close, yes, you can think of it as a one and done, boom, bam, boom. But if you are truly the master of networking and you're really going for those big ticket wins, you're going to take your time. You're not going to close business on that first go. You might not even close business on that second go. And that brings me to my next point. So number 5, networking is a constant thing. So networking has to constantly be going down. You're constantly networking, constantly doing it, because you're not going to close, like I mentioned in the previous point, you're not going to close business on that first try. You're not going to close business on that second try either. The other day I had a meeting with a brand. Now, this wasn't my first interaction with this person at the brand. My first interaction was at an event. We chatted briefly. The person gave me their business card. I sent them an email saying it was great to talk with them, would love to further continue the conversation. The person then said, yes, that would be great. Let's meet for coffee. We met for coffee. They brought another person into the meeting and we just sat and chatted. So we chatted about some business related things. We chatted about some things that weren't business related. So when you're having these conversations in these meetings, you want to be very conscious that you are actually listening to what the person is saying, because you can be using what they're saying as the next way to be in contact with this person. So for instance, say the person mentioned they love a band, a certain type of band that plays music, or a rap group or whatever, or they down with the Migos, whatever it is. Say something happens in the news, something positive, hopefully, with the band or the rap group or whoever it is that this person loves. You can just shoot them an email like, oh my gosh, such and such was on the Wendy Williams show this morning. Thought you would love to see the performance. Boom. So that's a way that networking is a constant thing. So, and it also brings it back into how networking can kind of be like dating, because it's like you're listening to the person's interests, you're thinking of the person, you're constantly thinking of ways that you can either have a meeting or an interaction or pleasantries with this person, because again, like another one of my points, people do business with people they know and like. Okay, so number 6, networking is also a numbers game. So say you're at a party, you're by yourself, there's a room full of people. Now, in your comfort zone, you may feel comfortable with finding that, one person and chatting them up the whole night. But if you want to cover more ground, and here's the thing, you kind of have to, it's almost like, learning how to do the tango, or this is not the tango, I don't know what this is that I'm doing, but it's kind of like, intricate dance moves. It's like you gotta be real careful. You of course don't want to bombard each person like real hard, like like dancing up on everybody real quick and making your way through the room. You don't want to be that person. You also don't want to be the person that's trying to slow dance for 20 minutes. You want to find that right tempo to be at and make your way around the room and get to know people and get to know people and get to know people. But it's a numbers game. The more people that you're taking the time to get to know, the more opportunities that you can have for yourself and the others within your network. But as it is a numbers game, this brings me to my number 7 point, that you are not going to hit it off with everyone, and that is fine. So I've noticed sometimes that people let their feelings kind of like get in the way of them conducting business. And not to say that you can't have feelings in business, because I hate when people think like you have to be all like Iron Lady or Iron Man. And does Iron Man even make sense in this context? Because Iron Man is... Anyway, you don't have to be like a fish. I couldn't think of anything else that was like cold. You don't have to be like a deep blue sea fish when it comes to conducting business. But at the same time, you cannot take everything personal. So for instance, when I'm pitching myself for either a partnership, or if I'm having an event, or if there's something that or if I want to, just introduce myself to new brands and things like that. If I send out emails, pitch emails, and someone doesn't respond, I've sent a follow-up and they still haven't responded, I move on. I'm not going to take it personal that this person didn't answer my email. People get lots of emails. Maybe they weren't feeling what I was saying. Maybe they don't like me as a person. I mean, it's their loss, but I'm not going to dwell over it. And that brings us back to the other point before that, about it being a numbers game. And also brings into the fact that it's like dating. Because if you think about it, when you're dating a number of people to find out, who you want to, be all intimate with and nice with. But unlike dating, you can't get in your feelings because someone didn't respond to you. There are lots of people that I've DM'd, I didn't get a response. It happens. Sometimes people don't see it. Sometimes people are inundated with work. You can send a follow-up, and then if they still don't follow up, sometimes people are bad on email. So you kind of have to assess the situation and see if it's worth, pursuing. But not everything is going to be for you. Not every person is going to hit it off with you, and that is fine. That is so fine. But, you tried, and that's the best thing that you can say. I tried. Like, look, man, you can't be wallowing in your feelings just because somebody didn't answer your email. Like, you got to move on. My number 8 and final point is that networking is a must if you want to advance in whether it's your career, whether you're an entrepreneur looking to, either gain new contacts, gain new clients, gain new partnerships, or if you're an influencer looking to partner with brands, what have you. Networking is a must. And I'm gonna try really quickly, because this video I did write down bullet points, but I didn't write down like what I was gonna say within the bullet points, so all of this is just like off the top of my head. But I'm gonna try and tie all of attempt to try I'm gonna try and bring it all together. So networking is a must if you want to advance in your career, if you want to switch careers, whatever you want to do. But the thing is, you got to constantly be doing it. It's like dating. You have to take your time. You don't just go rush in. You gotta use some lube, gently. Don't think of it as something that it's a single one and done. You close the business. You got to keep doing it. People do business with people they know and like. Get to know people. Let people get to know you. But if people get to know you and they don't really like you that much, don't take it personally. It's a numbers game. Meet more people. You'll find people that will get to know you and like you and who will do business with you, whatever that business may be. I think I did pretty good tying that all together. But anyway, let me know in the comments below all about your experience with networking. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. Do you like networking? Do you have other networking tips? Networking. Talk about it all in the comments. Make sure you check out the description box for links to follow me on social, and also for, the other videos in my Adulting 101 series, so you can check those out. And I will see you fine folks in my next video. Bye, guys.